The dream world, once shattered, is slowly healing. Dream, the lord of this ethereal realm, has reclaimed his throne and tools, bringing back order to a place once teetering on collapse. The nightmare creatures have been subdued, and even the terrifying Corinthian has been transformed into something new. No longer a monster, but something different, perhaps hopeful. Yet, beneath this fragile peace, an unsettling energy pulses through the fabric of dreaming, a force that Dream himself cannot ignore. It's not a nightmare, not a god, but something far more dangerous: the Vortex. Rose Walker, a name whispered with fear and fascination, stands at the heart of this storm. Once, her very existence threatened to tear the dream world apart. Now, living in the waking world with her brother Jed, she tries to leave the past behind. But the past is never far, especially when your dreams betray you. Rose begins to experience disturbing visions, dreams where the barriers between minds vanish, where she walks through other people's dreams without control or consent. At first, she blames trauma, stress. But the truth is far darker. The vortex within her is awakening, stronger and more volatile than ever. Dream watches these changes with growing concern. The boundaries in his realm flicker and waver. Stable creatures become uncertain. Some vanish, others mutate. Lucien, the loyal librarian of the dreaming, warns Dream that the architecture of their world is cracking again. There is no external enemy invading. This is something internal, a pressure rising from within. The last time the vortex stirred, dreamscapes shattered. The solution then was brutal. The vortex had to be destroyed. But Dream has changed. No longer cold or detached, he has learned compassion, weakness, and the complex nature of change. Despite this, the stakes have never been higher. Dream sends Matthew, his raven, to follow Rose's dreams and understand the extent of her power. Meanwhile, Rose's abilities grow beyond nightmares or visions. In the waking world, she hears voices when people sleep near her. She unintentionally walks through memories not her own, touching lives and stories that are not hers. The waking and dreaming worlds begin to bleed into one another. Jed, now more aware of the dreaming's influence, warns her to be careful, but fear isn't what Rose feels. She feels overwhelmed by connection, pulled by forces she doesn't understand. Dream's observations confirm his worst fears. Rose isn't merely crossing dreams, she is merging identities. When 5 strangers sleeping in the same building share a single dream, it begins as coincidence. Soon, their subconscious minds become entangled in a shared nightmare where fears and pasts twist into one tangled vision. When they wake, they remember everything, something that should be impossible. Dream realizes killing Rose might not be enough this time. Her vortex energy has evolved. Stronger, wilder, almost aware, almost intelligent. And behind the scenes, someone else watches with cruel intent. Desire, the manipulative, endless sibling, smiles as chaos unfolds. They were the one who orchestrated Rose becoming the vortex in the first place. Though their initial plan failed, they now see an opportunity in Dream's softened defenses. Desire's influence seeps quietly into Rose's subconscious, not with force, but with subtle seduction, like a whisper that feels like her own thoughts. Desire's plan is to push Rose to her breaking point, to awaken her fully so her power can destroy Dream's realm from the inside. But Desire's approach is insidious, planting seeds of doubt, making Rose see Dream not as a protector, but as an enemy ready to destroy her again. This tangled web of power, fear, and manipulation sets the stage for a story that is as much about inner struggle as it is about cosmic fate. Rose is no longer the scared girl she once was. She is growing stronger and more aware. And Dream, caught between compassion and duty, must make impossible choices. Will he save the dream world by helping Rose, or destroy her to save what remains? The answer lies hidden in the shadows of the dreaming, where nothing is as it seems, and every secret could be the key to survival or destruction. As Rose's powers deepen, the line between the waking world and the dreaming blurs more with every passing night. She no longer simply wanders through dreams. She shapes them, heals them, and even guides others through their fears. People around her begin to report strange changes: better sleep, fewer nightmares, and emotional wounds that seem to mend in ways they never have before. Rose has become something new, a dream walker, an unheard-of phenomenon even among the endless. But this newfound gift is not without consequence. Every time Rose stabilizes someone's dream, the dream in itself grows weaker. The realm begins to fracture. Lucien, ever watchful, notices rips appearing in the fabric of the dream world. Entire dreamscapes flicker and collapse, like faulty lights in a vast cosmic theater. Stable dream entities lose their purpose, glitching between form and shadow. Dream senses a sickness spreading, a pulse growing louder and louder in the very essence of his realm. This imbalance forces Dream to make a difficult decision. He must confront Rose directly, but not as the ruler of dreams. Instead, he steps into her world disguised, appearing as a stranger within her dreams to observe her actions without revealing his true identity. What he finds is a mixture of hope and fear. Rose is helping those lost within their own minds, acting out of kindness and compassion. Yet she does not control her power. Her power controls her. With every healed nightmare, more fractures appear. The ecosystem of dreaming, the delicate balance Dream has worked so hard to maintain, is breaking. Rose's influence ripples through the realm, causing both growth and destruction simultaneously. Dream watches helplessly as this chaotic dance unfolds, torn between the urge to stop her and the hope that she might be the key to something greater. Behind the scene, Desire's role grows darker. Their plans had always been to wield Rose's chaos as a weapon, an unstoppable force to bring down Dream's order. But Rose's evolution frustrates them. She is no longer the wild storm Desire expected, but a force with purpose, intention, and unexpected power. Desire shifts tactics, aiming to twist Rose's growing strength into betrayal, turning her against Dream not with hatred, but with doubt and fear. One night, Desire sends a vision into Rose's dream, a distorted memory from their first encounter with Dream. In this twisted replay, Dream doesn't hesitate or regret. Instead, he appears cold, ruthless, and merciless, a predator ready to kill. Desire whispers to Rose that Dream fears her, that he watches her only to destroy her again. This seed of mistrust takes root in Rose's mind, feeding her growing fear and isolation. Meanwhile, Rose's waking world becomes stranger still. Her dreams bleed into reality as visions haunt her waking moments, flashes of strangers and mirrors, whispers in the silence, memories trapped inside walls she can touch. Unable to bear this alone, Rose turns to someone who knows the occult better than most, Johanna Constantine. Though jaded and reluctant, Johanna agrees to help when Rose accidentally drags her into a memory not her own. Together, they uncover disturbing clues. Rose's powers aren't random or cursed. They've been rewritten, tampered with by an ancient force. Using powerful charms, Johanna traces the source of the interference to a name long lost to the dreaming. Nola, a fairy once bound to dream, but now vanished. This discovery hints at forces awakening that Dream himself had tried to forget or hide. Back in the dreaming, Dream meets with Lucian in the vast library, only to find entire books, records of lives and stories, vanished without a trace. These aren't stolen or burned, but erased, wiped clean as if they never existed. Dream knows only one entity capable of such tampering: desire. Furious and desperate for answers, Dream storms into Desire's ever-shifting realm, demanding to know what they have done to Rose. Desire feigns innocence, playing the part of a careless observer who simply opened a door, leaving Rose to choose her own path. But beneath their calm exterior, Dream sees fear. Fear that Rose's power has grown beyond their control, fear that their carefully laid plans are crumbling before a storm unlike anything they anticipated. Dream returns to his realm just in time to witness a new fracture forming, one unlike any before. This rift doesn't just destabilize the dreaming, it reaches out to a place thought sealed forever: the Gray Lands. A forgotten realm where lost thoughts, erased memories, and abandoned souls wander without time or purpose. A prison for the dangerous and the forgotten. Unknowingly, Rose's awakened power is reaching into these Gray Lands, tearing open portals to a place that should remain locked away. And with this, a new presence stirs. Delirium, the youngest of the Endless, appears dancing through fractured realities, her chaotic form shifting and shimmering with impossible colors. Delirium speaks in riddles, but one thing is clear: Rose isn't just a threat. She is the key to what comes next. A child's voice calls from the rift, a voice Dream recognizes with dread. It's the child born of dream and death, a being who should not exist, now trying to break free. The dream world stands on the brink once again, but this time the threat isn't just destruction, it's transformation. And whether that change brings salvation or ruin depends on Rose, Dream, and the forces hidden in the shadows, waiting for their moment to strike. The child emerging from the rift is not just a simple figure. It embodies a profound mystery, a cosmic anomaly born from the union of dream and death. This child's very existence challenges the natural order of the endless, shaking the foundation of the dreaming itself. As the silhouette steps forward, fragile yet unmistakably powerful, Dream feels a cold shiver run through his essence. This is no ordinary visitor. The balance between life and death, dreams and reality, has been disrupted in a way that could ripple across all worlds. Meanwhile, Rose Walker's life becomes a whirlwind of confusion and fear. Each night, she is pulled deeper into the labyrinth of dreams and memories, her identity twisting and melding with those of strangers. The waking world grows stranger still. She catches glimpses of herself in places she has never been, hears voices she can't place, and feels the weight of a destiny she neither asked for nor understands. Rose's relationship with her brother Jed grows strained as he becomes more aware of the dangerous forces at play. He urges caution, reminding her that their lives have changed forever. Yet Rose cannot stop. The vortex inside her pulses with restless energy, compelling her to step through the boundaries of sleep and reality again and again. With every dream she touches, her power grows, but so does the risk to the dream world and everyone she loves. Dream, too, finds himself at a crossroads. His compassion for Rose battles with his duty to protect the dreaming. He sees the good in her intentions, the healing she brings, the hope she inspires, but he cannot ignore the fractures spreading through his realm. The dreaming is bleeding, breaking apart from within. Time is running out, and the choice before Dream is no longer simply whether to save or destroy Rose. It is whether to accept that the world he has ruled for centuries must change or perish. Desire watches this unfolding drama with a cold smile. Their subtle manipulations have planted deep seeds of doubt and fear within Rose, turning her hope into suspicion. Desire's whispers tell her Dream is the enemy, a tyrant who will destroy her again. These lies threaten to sever the fragile trust Rose still holds, pushing her closer to the edge of rebellion. The tension between Dream and Desire rises like a storm on the horizon. Dream knows Desire's game is dangerous, full of shadows and betrayal, but he also knows that confronting them directly may push Rose further into harm's way. For now, he chooses to observe, to gather strength and knowledge. He must understand not only Rose's growing power, but also the true nature of Desire's plans before making his move. Meanwhile, Rose's connection to the waking world frays. Memories that are not hers blend into her own. Dreams bleed into reality, and the walls between people's minds grow thin. One night, 5 strangers in the same building find themselves trapped in a shared dream, an impossible and terrifying experience. Their fears and pasts entangle, infecting one another, and when they awaken, they carry the burden of each other's memories. This phenomenon signals a fundamental shift in the dreaming's laws, a collapse of boundaries that were once sacred. Dream realizes that Rose's power is no longer raw or chaotic. It is intelligent and purposeful. Something or someone beyond Rose fuels this change, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Rose, feeling isolated and overwhelmed, reaches out to Johanna Constantine again. Johanna, skilled in the arcane and wary of the unknown, uses her knowledge to trace the origins of Rose's altered power. Their investigation leads them to the mysterious Nola, a fairy long thought lost to the dreaming. Nola's disappearance and possible return hint at forces older and darker than anything Dream has faced. With every discovery, the stakes grow higher. Books vanish from the dreaming's library, erasing histories and lives as if they never existed. Dream confronts Desire, demanding answers, but finds only smug denial and veiled threats. Desire's confidence masks fear. Fear of a power that no one, not even they, can control. The dream world teeters on the edge of chaos. Fractures deepen, and the gray lands, the forgotten prison of lost souls and erased memories, begin to seep into the dreaming. Rose's awakening power has torn a hole between worlds, and the consequences ripple outward, drawing the youngest Endless, Delirium, into the heart of the storm. Delirium's presence is both a warning and a mystery. She speaks in riddles, hinting that Rose is not just a threat, but a key to what is to come. The child from the rift calls out, a voice from the depths of forgotten dreams, signaling that the very fabric of the universe is changing. Dream stands at the center of this unraveling, forced to face impossible choices.